You have a tenant in your mind who doesn't pay rent. It eats your food, uses your energy, and makes all the rules. And every single day, you sit down with it and try to negotiate. Just let me send this one email. Just let me make this one call. But here is the truth you need to hear. Fear is not your landlord. It's a squatter. And you've been asking for permission to live in your own house. This is Karan. Karan is talented. He has ideas that could change things, but he also has a roommate in his mind named Fear. And Karan has developed a habit. Every morning, he sits at the kitchen table of his own life and negotiates with Fear. If I just avoid that difficult conversation today, I'll do it tomorrow. If I don't apply for that opportunity, I won't face rejection. He thinks he's being strategic. He thinks he's making peace, but every negotiation has a hidden cost, a piece of his courage, a slice of his potential, a day of his life. The negotiations followed a predictable pattern. Fear would present its demands. Don't share your idea, they might laugh. And Karan would counter, okay, but what if I just share a small part of it? Don't set a big goal, you'll just fail publicly. Karan would bargain. All right, I'll set a tiny, invisible goal instead. Don't take that risk. Remember what happened last time? Karan would concede. You're right, I'll stay where it's safe. He thought he was managing Fear, but Fear was managing him. Each negotiation wasn't a compromise, it was a surrender. Each tomorrow he promised Fear became a debt he could never repay. His world was getting smaller. His dreams were being downsized, one friendly chat with Fear at a time. The worst part? He started to believe Fear was a reasonable voice, a protector, a friend looking out for him. One evening, Karan was sketching a design for a project he loved, a project Fear had already vetoed. As he drew, he felt that familiar tightness in his chest. Fear was in the room. It's a waste of time. No one will care. Old Karan would have put the sketch away. He would have negotiated. Maybe I'll just work on it for 5 more minutes. But that night, exhausted by years of compromise, he did something radical. He didn't answer. He didn't argue. He didn't bargain. He simply looked at the feeling and said out loud to the empty room, no. Not a shout, a statement, a quiet, firm drawing of a line. He expected Fear to fight back, but in the silence that followed his no, something strange happened. Fear had nothing to say. It only had power when Karan was willing to talk. In the days that followed, Karan began to notice the pattern. Fear didn't want a debate, it wanted a discussion. It didn't want to be defeated, it wanted to be acknowledged. The moment he stopped treating it as a negotiating partner and started treating it as background noise, its power faded. He stopped saying, "What if I fail?" and started saying, "I might fail, and I will continue." He stopped asking, "Do I have permission?" and started declaring, "I am informing you, not asking you." The shift wasn't from cowardice to fearlessness, it was from diplomat to sovereign. He stopped hosting meetings with Fear and simply began issuing decrees from the throne of his own life. Fear is not a friend, it is a function. Its only job is to signal danger, but it has no wisdom. It cannot tell the difference between a life-threatening risk and an ego-threatening possibility. When you negotiate with it, when you offer it just today off in exchange for action tomorrow, you are teaching it that it has veto power. You are promoting it from an alarm system to a board member. You don't negotiate with a fire alarm. You acknowledge the signal, check for real fire, and then proceed. When fear screams danger at a new opportunity, check for real fire. Is this life or death? No? Then thank the alarm for its service and walk through the door. The alarm will keep ringing. Let it. You have work to do. Karan finished his design project. He sent the email. He had the conversation. Fear was there every time, shouting its opinions from the sidelines. But Karan was no longer at the negotiation table. He was on the field, playing the game. The voice didn't disappear, it just became irrelevant, like static from a radio station you stopped listening to. Your fear is not your partner, your advisor, or your friend. It is an ancient, overprotective device stuck in the on position. Stop trying to reason with it. Stop trying to make deals. Your courage is not something you negotiate for. It is something you demonstrate by acting while afraid. Today, choose one thing your fear has vetoed and do not negotiate, do not bargain. Simply inform it, I am doing this anyway. Then move. If this story helped you see the difference between a signal and a sovereign, hit like, share it with someone who's been at the negotiation table too long, and subscribe for more stories that don't just calm your fears, but put you back in charge of your life. Final shot. The hands from the beginning now typing confidently. The cursor moves, writing, I am doing this anyway. Fade out.